Oh my God.
Oh, that was a different.
That was a different.
Engage.
Before you. It's your boy JS Wanna Supplier, VVCRadio.com, Aries Lounge. We back in the building, and I got my dog with me, Ill Will.
Yeah. What the fuck was that?
No, I don't know. I was trying to.
And then what was all this?
Yo, just talking shit back in the space. Hope y'all enjoyed last week's episode. I think that was a dope episode. I listened to it at least 3 times. Will has not listened to it once, just in case y'all were wondering if he listens to the shows. He doesn't like the sound of his voice. I don't get it.
It is what it is.
So, last week we did our dedication to Wu-Tang Clan. I got a few text messages about the list. The you know, when we ranked all of the members from worst to best. So I was like, yeah, thank you. Nobody was happy with us.
Of course not.
That's fine. I went into it knowing that hate mail was coming.
I knew the hate mail was going to come. It didn't make a difference what order you put it in. The hate mail was going to come.
But the surprising part is we got respect for the ordering of the albums. Like choosing like the greatest albums of the group. Nobody could really argue that. They couldn't argue that. The who's best. It's all right. Like this is what makes it complicated. Certain people just gravitate to certain MCs in the group based off of their little emotional connection. So there was some people
I get it.
Yo, Inspector Deck is like the best MC because his wordplay is, and you'd be like, what?
But then also it's one of those.
Jizza should be number one.
It's one of those however you feel at that moment, and Inspector Deck could have came on and caught you. So
right.
You're just gonna lean towards that from there on out.
That's a fact. Ghostface, people felt like we didn't show enough respect to Ghostface, which I don't understand. Like we showed mad respect for Ghostface. I don't know. I feel like Ghostface fans are so aggressively crazy. So shout out to the Ghost Tribe. Like, you know what I mean? So definitely check that out. Definitely appreciate everybody for all of the Ones Gotta Go comments and all that. We got way more Ones Gotta Go's coming. Definitely. You know what I'm saying? I hope y'all also enjoyed the episode that I just did last week with the beautiful Nikki Jasmine. She came on to help me out with Aries Lounge because Will and Pill were obviously busy at work. We couldn't kind of coordinate our schedules. And then the joint we did with Stars. I hope y'all enjoyed that. So, you know what I mean? Like I said, I promise we back on track. We going to keep the content coming. And definitely this week is no exception. Now, I called the audible and I said that we were going to do our dedication to So Def. I think niggas is on strike right now and they won't come in because they don't want to do So Def. But we still gonna do it. I don't give a fuck how they look because I'm a huge So Def fan. But since it's only me and Will, you know what I'm saying, Pill couldn't come.
Yo, I was looking into that the other day, yo.
What?
I did not know the fucking lineup was that big.
What you talking about? So Def?
Yes.
Hell yeah, nigga. That's how I was trying to get you. You hating. You hating.
I mean, there's a couple on there. I don't know who the fuck they are, but
there's a bunch on there that don't really matter. But So Def is deep, and their legacy is strong, and it's still going. So, but today, Will and I, since it's just him and I was like, shit, I want to save So Def for a larger argument. I'm like, yo, let's do Mobb Deep, because nobody can talk about Mobb Deep better than this Negro and I. You know what I'm saying? Mobb Deep brought our friendship together, and that's it. So it is what it is. So yeah, it was weird. All right, calm the fuck down. So everybody, if you're at home, don't forget, click that subscribe button. Don't forget to turn on those notifications. You know what I'm saying? Definitely follow us on IG, you know, at Aries Lounge. Follow us on Facebook at Aries Lounge Radio. It's your boy. And you also follow me on social media and Facebook. You know, it's JS1, the number 1, THASUPPLIER on all platforms the same way. And definitely don't forget to pick up some swag, show some support to what we doing at the at arieslounge.shop. You know what I'm saying? Support everything we doing. We appreciate y'all.
Description box.
You motherfucking right. So, all right, let's recap, bro. What you been doing for the last week, nigga? I ain't heard from you, ain't seen you, nigga. What you been up to? Cocaine. Alcohol. Whatever happened to the good old pussy, weed, and alcohol? Remember that song, Pussy, Weed, and Alcohol? Pussy, pussy. That was the background vocals. Pussy. And then the niggas singing pussy, weed, and alcohol.
Yeah, I have no idea what the fuck you're talking about.
What? You don't remember that shit?
No.
All right. I'm gonna put a clip of it in this joint real quick so y'all can listen. This shit is crazy. So anyway, so you've passed off on the pussy, you passed off on the weed, and went straight to cocaine. So
yeah,
cocaine and alcohol. That's a weird thing. Oh shit. You know we got the crab feast this week. Are you ready, sir?
You never really know until I show up.
I cannot promise a half gallon of Hennessy, but I will commit to my 1/5 of Hennessy that I'm gonna bring that night. We gonna turn up. I'm gonna bring I'm trying to bring some ladies with me, man. But I'm not trying to pay for no everybody ticket. So like, you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, if y'all wanna come.
Feast.
Yo, Brianna Talia, what's up, dog? You got your $65 for the ticket? What's up, Nikki? What's up? You got your ticket money, my nigga? Come on through. Let's turn up. I'm gonna pay for one female's ticket, but something y'all gotta understand that come down with the payment of this ticket. Well, yo, if y'all definitely want to come, what is the 13th annual Aries? I'm about to say Aries Lounge. Angel Wings Crab Feast.
Been that long?
Mm-hmm. Many years. 13th annual. It's gonna be August the 2nd. I definitely will have a flyer here and the link below. If you want to cop tickets, this definitely comes out the week before. So this will be coming out on Tuesday. And you know, yeah, it is what it is. So cop your tickets now. You only got a couple days left. Friday is the day. We all gonna be down at the spot eating all you can eat crabs, and then it's got an all you can eat buffet, all you can drink beer. I think they have some wine. Do they do wine? There's normally free beer, free sodas, and
I don't know. I don't drink that shit.
If you want to come through, we'll have some Hennessy at our table. If you come to me and say, yo, I watch your podcast, can I get a glass of Hennessy? I got you. You know what I mean? You can't get more than a glass. That's it. You get a glass, and it's probably going to be like a shot.
There's a liquor store in the corner that you can go to and get your own.
You motherfucking right. But we still want to see you guys there. In the last 7 days, like I said, man, just been setting everything up, man. Getting everything set up for the media pool, the Media Life brunch. I can't wait to see everybody there. September the 7th. Yo, we just decided to do some fly shit. Me and Fame been putting together some fly new stuff to try to take everything to the next level. So like the last media pool meeting, we had fans, because not only was it hot in that air conditioned spot, but we had it to where all of the artists that came up and presented their music, instead of y'all having to say whether or not you liked it, you just held up your fan. If you liked it, then you put, you know, the dope side. There's a side that says this is dope, and the other side that says it needs work. And that caused a lot of interesting conversation. Like nothing broke out in fights, and none of the artists took it personally. You know what I mean? It was constructive criticism. That took our whole thing to another level. So this time we were like, how can we take something that's already so dope, and how can we take it to another level? So we bringing in food, obviously. So we doing a brunch. We doing it at Noir Restaurant, which is definitely on York Road. It's beautiful black-owned restaurant. They do great food. I've eaten there multiple times. It's phenomenal food. So not only do we have the food to take it up another notch, but we also going to be doing some other great things that are going to be a part of this event. So make sure, if you haven't done so, check out. I'm going to have the link for that ticket too in the joint. I have the flyer on here so you can get more information if you want to check it out. BaltimoreMediaCoalition.com. Definitely check that out. Other than that, we were supposed to do the beach party. We canceled. I'm trying to figure out a date, but we haven't figured out the date yet, but we will have it for you soon. So, dedication to Mobb Deep. First question.
Yeah.
Who is fucking Mobb Deep? So the Mobb Deep is a rap duo. Excuse me. They're not a group, because I think duos is 2 people, and then groups have to consist of 3 or more.
You think so?
I think groups are just groups. If it's more than one nigga in there,
more than one nigga, it's a group.
But people kind of refer to them as a duo because there's 2 members in a group. Even though technically Noi was on enough records Rapinoid was on enough records to technically be a part of the group. But we can get into that argument another time. So there were two artists that came together in high school. One guy, his name was Havoc. The other guy's name was Prodigy. They were both MCs out of Queensbridge, New York. We Baltimore niggas, just in case y'all don't know. But we heard the legend. And these guys came together.
We know y'all know, New York niggas know.
Facts. They did a record called Juvenile Hell. Nobody gave a fuck about it. To this day, I have not heard one record off of that.
Me neither.
And am I going to go back? Even as a huge, I guess I'm not good enough to be a Mobb Deep fan, but I'm not going back to listen to Juvenile.
Mario.
Call me and tell me what you think, bro. Call me and tell me what you think.
I'm gonna do it tomorrow, yo.
Yeah.
I'm gonna let you know, yo.
And shoot me a little text review, like, you know what I mean, 2 lines or less. So,
but 2 years later, they came out with the Infamous.
They came out with a classic. When I say classic, we talking about a universally hailed classic album that has stood up the test of time. Yo, the Infamous album defined middle school and the first part of high school for me, because Big and Wu-Tang closed out high school. So back in our high school days, the reason why I say,
actually, I don't even remember the middle school. I remember in high school.
Yeah, it was high school. You're right.
Middle
That's
school
true.
was Wu-Tang.
Because it came out, Infamous came out freshman year, like the end of freshman year, and the reason why I'm bringing it up like that, because Mobb Deep was one of them things where I didn't know Will. I had just came to in 10th grade to the high school that we was both in. I didn't know nobody, but we would sit in the room and I could start spitting the lyrics from the freestyle, and then niggas would be in the room finishing your lines.
95.
Yeah, 95. So yeah, it was probably like, yeah.
April 25th.
Yeah, so it came out sophomore year. Shit, that's crazy. So I'm spitting freestyle, spitting the lyrics from out the joint. This nigga jump in, Ty jump in. We all rapping lyrics from the album. The album was borderline horrorcore. Cause and you thinking these niggas is mad old. Let's start there. When I listened to that album, I didn't get.
Well, he did give his age a whole bunch of times. He said he was like 19.
I never paid attention to that. It just sounded like they was some grown ass mid-20s, early 30s niggas.
19 and his mind is old.
Right. I'm only 19, but my mind is older. When things get for real, my mind turns colder. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's such a classic album. You say a half a line, you will spit the whole verse. Like, the Infamous album starts out with this very morbid, kind of dreary sounding. Like, it was chords, or I don't know, it sounded like an organ or something that they slowed down or whatever. And then, yeah, that's not the start, that's the end of the album. Start of the ending is the end of the album. Then the first song on the joint is
Start of your ending. Right,
is that what it is? Yeah. All right, well, you know better than me, goddammit. So I apologize, I fucked up. So start of the ending comes on with the little eerie sounds. Then when that drum drop, this nigga got the system. But I had 10 speakers that I built myself in my bedroom, and I had a sound system that I fucking kind of pieced together. Like, I got some shit for a birthday, but I also built a bunch of stuff. Boy, I used to have the whole 3rd floor of my family house booming, boom, boom, boom. So anyway, like that type of vibe, they came in very strong. The lyrics were very raw, real. I couldn't. The skits were crazy. You listen to it sounded like a movie, but it also sounded like an old war movie. Cause it's like, yo, you hit, son. Oh, I'm hit, son. Blah, 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 blah. Like, yo, it's the opposition there on the other side. It's the way they was talking. And like, yo, that they was in Baghdad, or like they had a story on the album. To me, one of the greatest hip hop stories of all time, in my opinion, was nigga telling a story about going to see a chick in another hood, and
oh shit, I forgot the name of the song.
And had to walk past other niggas, go sleep with the girl, and then.
But he had his homeboys with him.
Right. And then a whole bunch of shit happened. And it was just like, yo, like, are you serious? You just trying to get some pussy? And it's that serious? Like, it was like, that's crazy. To other records where, they are talking about liquor like it's a woman.
Drink your pain away.
You know, that was phenomenal. And then you had the singles. You know, the singles were phenomenal. And then you had Raekwon, Nas, all on one record. We talking about, at the time, two of the hottest artists. Like Raekwon, Only Built for Cuban Links was on fire at the time.
That just
Nas was
out.
on what, album number 2 at the time. It was written. So I think that was the first time he had started getting some actual.
I think it was Illmatic. It was written was the first one, wasn't it?
Illmatic was 93. Illmatic was 93. It was written was like 94, 95.
I get them mixed up because they're so close together.
They were so close together. And they look almost just alike because one is him looking like a baby and the other one is him as an adult. So like it was written, came out around that time. So Nas was getting he went from being critically acclaimed as a rapper to being like critically acclaimed as a like him having the records for the radio. You know what I'm saying? Now mind you, this is back before social media, before the internet, where we got mixtapes from DJs. So you had like DJ Clue tapes and this tape and that. Flex had his shit. And
you
these
get them at the flea market.
Yo, that was a time when you could find so much great music. There's so many great songs that are not on albums. Like Mobb Deep has shitloads of phenomenal like mixtape records that are not on albums. They were on mixtapes. You know, they were on Underground Clue freestyles and niggas talking wild. This was before the city really kind of erupted in a lot of beef. Because like a few years later when, well, I mean, it was beef on a small level, like
It was
big.
some in that album.
It was some in that album,
They
but
was
it
going
wasn't.
after, they was going at the Bone Thugs. Remember the one of the skit?
Shit, yeah. Why the fuck did that happen?
Fuck if I know. Cause I'm sitting there listening, I was like, did this nigga just? And he was like, yeah, for them thuggish, ruggish niggas. I'm like, oh shit, yeah, he did say that.
Damn, that's crazy. I ain't even know nothing about that. So that first classic album, we all gravitated to it. We know the lyrics inside and out. We know the skits inside and out. It's a classic moment. Move on to the their third album, Hell on Earth, which to me that was the first time I heard an artist go from developing something for the masses, which I felt like Infamous was something that the masses kind of ate up, to Hell on Earth being like an artist album doing whatever artists want to do. Now, Havoc took some of the production on for the Infamous album, not a lot, but he took on 90% of the production for Hell on Earth. This is also a component of what makes them so great, is that they created their own sound. There was this very gothic, dark, heavy, bassy sound that they had that went more, like Hell on Earth went way more hardcore than the Infamous. Way darker, but it wasn't like there was another story about going to see a chick on there, and it's way deeper. You know, there's Hell on Earth. You got Bloodsport, like you had
Drop a gem on him.
Oh my God, Drop a Gem came out on a mixtape before the album came out. I was so fucking pumped when I heard that shit. Yo, you couldn't tell me nothing about that. And then
God Part 3 was my shit though.
Which was the one that had goddamn Cool G Rap on it? That's crazy. Cool G Rap is on one of these motherfuckers. What, you got it connected to some other shit?
No, that wasn't it.
Nah. It is.
Sure was this one?
Yeah.
Give It Up Fast? No.
Nope.
They ain't really got a whole lot of features on there.
I'm missing something on here. I gotta check this out. I'm sorry, you guys. I know y'all sitting here like, why the fuck is these niggas looking on their phones and shit and doing a show at the same time? Because I'm talking about
20
this,
years.
Yeah, we talking about a long ass time ago. And it's like once I play all I gotta hear is the drum. Once I hear this shit, y'all gonna understand. You'll understand because you gonna be like, oh, wrong album. Is it the wrong album? Yep, this is the wrong album because I'm thinking about Murder Music. And on Murder Music, the record I'm thinking about is it The Realest?
I don't know.
Yeah, that's it.
Wrong album.
With Cool G Rap, right. That's my shit. Oh my God. That was just one of the coldest joints.
Murder Music. Let's see.
All right, he about to start jumping around and shit. I want to finish this out real quick.
What?
So we got
On Earth.
Yeah, I'm gonna finish out Hell on Earth while you looking around. So you had some of the greatest. I feel like this didn't have a whole lot of commercial appeal.
Actually, they didn't get commercial appeal till Quiet Storm.
Until Quiet Storm came, but there was just something about Mobb Deep that everybody kind of gravitated towards, and I think it was just great albums. It to me, more over than the singles.
Not so much the albums, the way they told the stories. It was
Agreed.
just, at the time, was just unique.
Right. And everybody seemed to gravitate to Prodigy. I always been a huge Havoc fan. I'm not trying to say.
Well, mostly because you mostly heard Prodigy.
Right.
You didn't. I mean, if you in the production, you heard Havoc.
Right.
Just like on the joint with on the Foxy Brown album, Havoc spit his little bars, but you knew that was him all day on that beat.
Mm-hmm.
You knew that was him. It's just you knew it was him. He didn't do a whole lot of rapping.
And then in addition to that, they had a team of different artists. So you had like Rapinoid that added another voice, another texture, another flow pattern, and he had just a different vibe to it. To where like when you hear Mobb Deep, even though you heard these two voices most of the time, you got the sense that there was mad other niggas involved. Like they talked about so many other people. Like we know the names of these people that we've never seen or met before. Kiko and Scarface, rest in peace. And
you ain't
this.
seen him in years.
Yeah, right. Right. This is so much stuff. But you don't forget these names because their names are mentioned over and over again. You know, the stories, you hear them, the stories, the relationships built. Like you can hear the pain of these guys that seem to have gone through these traumatic, crazy. Like this is the poster child for PTSD. You know what I'm saying? Like the infamous Hell on Earth, Murder Music. These are stories of niggas that have gone through some stressful, crazy stuff, and out of it have created some Hennessy and weed-filled masterpieces. You know, if we move on to Murder Music, oh my God. We're going to get into it because at some point we're going to have to put in order the top 5 best Mobb Deep albums, but I argue to say that Murder Music is top 1 or 2 albums in the catalog and one of the best, once again, another one of the best hip hop albums. You can disagree with me if you want to. One of the best hip hop albums, yeah. Yo, crazy albums, bruh. Crazy album. Like, and think about it. We talking about the time period between the time we started high school and then, 10th grade comes, we first hear the first one. The next year, we get the second one. I'm not even out of high school when Murder Music is coming on. These guys bang us over the head with 3 classic albums in the span of like 4 years.
3 years.
Yeah, 3 or 4 years. Because I'm thinking college, too. I'm kind of like trying to think if Murder Music was... What year did Murder
99.
Music come out? 99. Yeah, that's... Nigga, I'm freshman year in college, nigga. So in that 4-year time period... I'm looking at these niggas like they gods, bruh. Because, and then let's be real. Other artists in that time period, number one, a lot of artists will drop an album, we would never hear from them after that. They would have a dope single that summer or that year. They would have a great year, and then they would kind of fall off. Or they would drop a single for a new album, that the song wouldn't catch on, and then they would fade. Or a lot of niggas will come out with multiple albums. The second and third albums will be whack. You wasn't trying to rock with it. So for Mobb Deep to come out with the 3 back-to-back.
Well, you think about it at the time, you had them, the whole Wu-Tang era, which is pretty much everybody else. Busta
was killing at the time. Busta was murdering at the time. Wow.
Nas.
We had Nas. You had X. Because X was bubbling at this time. You had Jay-Z was bubbling. Jay-Z. So you kind of had a rock. You had a light. At this point, it's the light Rockefeller bubble up. So you had Bleak come out that time. You had Jay, Bleak. You had their compilation albums. So you heard about, they wasn't dominant, but you heard about Rockefeller.
And you heard Cam starting to get out there a little bit.
Cam was on his first album and second album, agreed. You know what I mean? But we wasn't really, Cam wasn't the guy that we knew him of today. He was just an artist that was kind of making some dope shit. So like, yeah, you had that. I'm trying to think of like really, and then at the same time, you had, now you think Mobb Deep is the underground, but under them, you still had Boot Camp Click. They was still dropping music, and they was having records that was doing crazy numbers. You know what I mean? Not crazy numbers like millions, but they was doing 100,000 here, 100,000 there, and they was indie. You know, and then around this, so you talking about this is the intercore of hip hop with we still got to throw in.
Oh yeah,
Big.
You had Big in there too.
You know what I'm saying? Holding down Bad Boy. And then inside of that, you had the Locks in that time period. You had Mace in that time period. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
because
Snoop too.
You had we had Death Row. Oh my God. And we had Pac. Wow.
So you talking about all those greats, and they stood out.
They stood out on their own to the point where Pac was dissing these niggas. Like, I mean, they had a little problem with them, whatever. Like, it felt like Mobb Deep had beef with everybody, but Mobb Deep was still
even
dominant.
Because when he did the
Oh yeah, the crushing of the buildings or whatever.
Yeah.
Like LA. But I think Mobb Deep stayed out of that shit, and CNN jumped into that motherfucker. That's when Nori kind of jumped in the middle of that and got some shine off of that stuff. So like after that album, you know, after the Murder Music album, which is 99, I think that's when the group started to
go left field,
in my opinion. Now, I feel like those 4 years concreted them in the pantheon of some of the greatest hip hop groups of all time. Infamy came out. They had more critical success because they had big singles with 112 and all that shit.
Yeah, with Hey Love.
Right. And then
I think that
had
was pretty much about it on it.
Right. And then you had a couple street records that we kind of wanted. I kind of wanted the Infamy album because at the time I'm like super Mobb Deeped out in the brain, but I couldn't afford it. I was living in Atlanta at the time, so I was kind of fucking broke. Cause what time? Yep, that came out in 2001, so I was flat broke at that time.
I had Infamy.
That one of the joints, and then America's Nightmare came out, and I think that was the time when they did the record with Lil Jon, where we had officially been like, all right, Mobb Deep, nigga, nah, fuck that. Like the Lil Jon record, I wasn't feeling that shit. I don't know about you, but I definitely wasn't feeling that shit.
I didn't like the album. I didn't even buy that one.
And then at this point too, you got to remember, Prodigy had split off and did his solo joint. HNIC. He was promoting a movie that he was about to drop that never dropped. I think also once we got into America's Nightmare, he got into the beef with Jay. Jay put the picture of him in the tutu up on the big screen at Hot 97. So he had gotten embarrassed over that. He got knocked out by dude from Def Squad, Keith Murray. The rumors went around about him getting knocked the fuck out by Keith Murray in the club, so that kind of hurt things. See, like when you and I'm only saying this because we on some like, yo, we believe everything these niggas are saying and doing because these niggas is Mobb Deep and these crazy hardcore albums they done drop, where it's like these niggas walk around. It's almost like they walking around like a SWAT team every day, all day, just strapped with guns. Because that's the way they talk about it in the records.
Pretty much.
And then you see these niggas talking about they get knocked the fuck out in the club. I don't give a fuck whether niggas jump you afterwards or whatever. It kind of hurt their reputation. Jay-Z doing what he did hurt the reputation. And then people was kind of they kind of went into a limbo space. And then the 50 Cent comes.
Shit.
Hey. When 50 Cent comes, oh my God. 50 Cent comes, changes the whole energy of everything, kind of takes the whole music industry back into this. Like, essentially, 50 Cent took the Mobb Deep formula unto himself. And I don't know if you agree or disagree, but the sound, like almost like this really dark but aggressive sound with this very gangster persona, that was 50. He comes out, he takes over the game, and then he throws Mobb Deep like the illest lifeline of all time. Like, I'm gonna give y'all niggas $2 million, $1 million a piece as a signing bonus. I'm gonna give y'all this crazy fucking album budget. I'm gonna gift y'all these Lamborghinis. And then, like, you know, they get G-Unit tattoos. He gets a Mobb Deep tattoo. It gets really weird. So, and then the album comes out. None do well. But then 50 Cent does a remix called Out of Control with them niggas. That shit goes dumb crazy. So when that album record goes dumb crazy, then this is also a time the album when he does his film. and then the soundtrack comes out. And Mobb Deep has a couple of records off of that, which do really well. And then eventually, this white hot 50 Cent shit kind of dies off, and then 50 gets mad and fires everybody, and then they leave way before that shit happens, and they kind of go indie. And out of that comes the Free Agent album. Prodigy goes back to doing some more solo projects. I feel like Prodigy's first solo album wasn't as good, but once he got into a few other albums, he really starts to develop a sound that really works with him. He starts working with Alchemist. They develop a really strong musical connection. And then from there, like The Safe is Cracked, and there's a lot of other music that comes out from them niggas. The infamous Mob and some other stuff. Like, so, I don't know, Will. Like, all right, it's time for us. Go ahead.
The only album I actually listened to for Prodigy was HNIC. The album was dope.
All right, so outside of storytelling, what drew you to love Mobb Deep? Because I already railed on and talked so much shit.
It was the storytelling, the wordplay with the storytelling, the way it just.
So the production ain't had nothing to do with it. You ain't like the beats?
Yeah, I mean, I like the production on it. I mean, that's a given. It was just relatable at the same time. You know what I'm saying? The shit just, I mean, I don't know. I really don't know what it was. It was just, because I don't even remember what drew me to it, what made me actually want to listen to it. I can't remember that. I just remember somebody when we was in school had the tape. I was like, yo, that shit got survived with the fittest, and they said, yes, I gotta hear that. I mean, trust me, I done bought the fucking CD. I bought the tape like 3 times, the CD like 5. I'm gonna have to buy it again because I don't know where the fuck it is. I have no idea where it is. But I can't really remember what made me gravitate towards it.
All right, so let me ask you this question. It's time for us to get into the messy part. We got to get messy and get ourselves in trouble on the internet again.
Hey, that's what we do.
Yeah, pretty much.
We do pretty good, too.
Yeah, we do a really good job at that. We want to put the top 5 best Mobb Deep albums in order. We got to put them in order because it's not like, I mean, they got a bunch of albums, but it's only going to be,
Top
so
5.
And we got to agree on it. So, all right, so let's go to the number 5 best album. So I say America's Nightmare would be number 5.
I would say Infamy.
So you like America's Nightmare more than Infamy? Because I was gonna put Infamy in number 4.
Actually, no, I take that back. I'm sitting there looking at the lineup on it. Number 5.
I'm gonna put
Actually,
America's.
I'll make that number 6.
Ay. So who would you put at number 5 if you putting that at number 6?
Blood Money.
You ain't even listen to Blood Money.
I listened to it. I didn't like it, but Put Them in Their Place was good. Give It To Me was cool.
You know what? I'll go with that. Blood Money at number 5. I'm
Yeah.
cool with it. I can live with that. Infamy at number 4.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put Hell on Earth at number 3. I'm gonna put Murder Music at number 2, and I'm gonna put Infamous at number 1. It's undeniable. You can't argue this. You
You
can't.
said Hell on Earth number 2.
No, I'm putting Hell on Earth at number 3. I'm putting Murder Music at number 2, and I'm putting Infamous at number 1.
Nope.
All right. Go ahead. What's your order? What you doing?
I would just switch Murder Music and Hell on Earth.
You want to put Hell on Earth at number 2 and Murder Music at number 3
Yeah.
and Infamous at number 1.
Yeah.
So you enjoy Hell on Earth more than Murder Music?
Yes.
fundamentally disagree. I feel like the production's better on Murder Music. More singles of it. It was a little bit more diversified. Even though I listened to Hell on Earth more, I don't know why. Don't ask me why. But I mean, yo, everybody got their opinion. But in my opinion, that all right. So to recap,
number one is going.
It's always going to be Infamous.
Yes.
And to be honest with you, I love Murder Music as much to where I'm willing to swap Murder Music with Infamous, depending upon how I'm feeling on that type of year. Yo, like that's how good I think Murder Music is.
I'll put Murder Music at number 3.
Wow, that's amazing. So in the comment section, tell us how would you organize your top 5 favorite Mobb Deep albums? This is for all of my big Mobb Deep fans. And in the comment section, yo, tell me about a record, a mixtape Mobb Deep record that you thought was fire that didn't get the notoriety. Now, I'm gonna ask you this question. I want your top 5 favorite. It don't have to be in no order. Mobb Deep songs.
Oh shit. How many?
5. I'm gonna give you a couple seconds because I already got mine. So
you threw me a curve. Now I got to sit there.
All right, so I got The Realest. The Realest would be number 1 on my joint. The Realest featuring Kool G Rap. Drink Away the Pain. On the is that the name of it?
Yeah.
Yeah, on the Infamous album. That's my number 2. Also, I'm gonna have to put Streets Raise Me, and I gotta put Animal Instinct. I'm proud of my list. Now, it's hard because there's a shitload more I could add that I haven't added, but I'm sticking with those because honestly, those are records that I just listen to all the time. Like, all the time. Go ahead.
You said no order, right?
Don't have to be in no order.
Hey, Love.
Okay. For real? I didn't even know you like that. Yo.
It was cool.
See, learn
Quiet
something.
Storm.
Okay.
Eye for an Eye.
Okay.
Also, The Temperature's Rising.
Temperature rising, and it's not surprising. Temperature rising.
Put them in their place.
Wow, you like that much? Man,
It's just the way that beat just dropped, though.
Got you. I got you. I ain't mad at you.
How many is that? 3 or 4?
I think it's 3. I can't remember.
See, now trying to say lump all my top 5. That's the hard part. That's too normal. Let's go with that one.
Okay. I'm about to say, I thought you was going to hit him with the party over. Tell the rest of the crew. Motherfucker party over. Tell her, that Infamous album is so crazy, nigga. All right, so, I'm sorry, go ahead.
G.O.D. Part 3.
I like that one, too. That was going to be on my list, but I was like, it's too stereotypical. Everybody's used to that shit, so.
It's just the way the shit comes in, though.
Agreed. Drop in the comment section. Tell us your top 5 favorite Mobb Deep songs of all time. We gonna get back to it. Shout out to everybody that's a Mobb Deep fan. Rest in peace, Prodigy. You know what I'm saying? Hold your head, have it. If you need some Hennessy, holla at your boy, man. You know what I mean? One of the greatest hip-hop groups of all time. One of my favorites that helped me through a lot of shit crazy. Not on some like, I listened to it and it was social and it was... Nah, nigga. It was just... I was able to connect with a lot of people. And one of those people was, just through the love of Mobb Deep as their music and as their albums and all that shit. So salute to them and salute everybody that's fans of them. So before we leave up out of here, we gotta talk some shit. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna talk about what's on streaming real quick.
What?
We gotta talk about what's on streaming.
What's on streaming?
What is on streaming? I'll give you my list. So right now, I'm really flopping between Google Play because I got my seasons. So Queen of the South is out right now, the new season. So I've been watching that.
I haven't really got into that.
You tripping?
I've been saying
I can understand because it's kind of girly. It's not really girly, but it's very female focused in the first season. So I can see you not being into it because it's not like manly and gun shooting. But there's a whole lot of killing, murdering, drug dealing, all that shit. It's a good show, man. So I've been watching Queen of the South. It's on season 4 right now. Archer 1999. That's the new season. It's been popping. I don't give a fuck what y'all say. The show has fallen off as a fan. It has fallen off. But I'm like a crack addict. I still can't not enjoy it. So I enjoy that. On Netflix, Toka and Bert. It's a show that has.
I have no idea. I've never even.
It's a cartoon, but
sounds like it.
It's an adult cartoon. It's not no kids cartoon because like the female. It's like 2 female birds, and one of them is. Who's the famous black chick that's real loud? That's been all in all of the movies lately. What's her name?
Tiffany Haddish.
Tiffany Haddish plays one of the characters, and then another chick plays the other character. They be taking their shirts off and showing their titties,
but they're birds.
They be naked. It's like bird women. They're bird women, so they got bird heads, but they got women bodies.
The fuck are you watching?
Yo, I just watched it because Tiffany Haddish was on it. At first, I'm not gonna lie to you, the first 2 episodes, I was like, this is stupid, it's kind of weird. But it was like, I ain't had nothing else to watch that night. It was in between some of the other shit that I wanted to watch to come on. And I was like, fuck it, I'm half drunk, fuck it, just let it go. But once I got to the 3rd episode, I feel like they started finding their way. But let me tell y'all something. Do not let your children watch this shit. I don't know how they have all this social reform shit in it. And it's just so much cursing, nudity, sex, crazy shit. It's nonsensical. They do way too much rambling. It's way out there. But I fuck with it. It was cool. Like I'm towards the end of the season now, and I'm like, once you get used to it, it's only one. They just started. It's the first season on Netflix. So Tuka and Bert.
Netflix original?
Yeah, it's a Netflix original. Thank God, Comedians in Cars Getting Coffee is back. First episode, Eddie Murphy.
It was what? What was it called?
Comedians in Cars.
And Cars or in
No,
Cars?
Comedians in Cars Getting Coffee. So Jerry Seinfeld will pick up. Well, he's on season 6 of this show. But, Jerry Seinfeld will get a classic car. You'll like the show because he drives, every episode is a different classic car. He talks about the engine and when it was made and the body style and all of that technical shit that you like. So he'll get a car that he thinks matches the comedian. He'll pick the comedian up in the car. They will go and drink coffee and they will eat a meal and they will just talk. So this season starts with Eddie Murphy. Jerry Seinfeld picks up Eddie Murphy from his house, takes him to lunch, and they just talk. They just talk about comedy and talk about life and kids and regular shit. It's a fucking phenomenal show. I really enjoy it.
Look into that.
How the fuck did you not know? Yo, this shit been out forever. I've been talking about this shit. Comedians in Cars Getting Coffee. Matter of fact, before you leave, we gonna watch an episode. So definitely, y'all want to check out this new season. It's got Jamie Foxx in this season. It's got Eddie Murphy in this season. It has Seth Rogen in this season, and it's got a bunch of other really great comedians, and I've really been enjoying it. Suits is back for the last season, so if you're a Suits fan, better get it in now. I think the first episode just aired. I just saw that, and then they have the spinoff that they just dropped with the black female character that used to be a part of the earlier seasons. She got her own series called Pearson. That shit is dope. I'm really enjoying that.
You started watching that too?
Yep. And last but not least is Bad Blood on Netflix. Definitely about a Italian Sicilian family setting up their drug and whatever, their Italian mafia operation in Canada, and them having connections in New York and it's a whole bunch of stuff that happens, murder, killing, intrigue, shit like that. So definitely fire. Enjoy. And one last thing, when I have nothing else to watch from these shows, I've gone back and started Narcos from the beginning. We had to take it back to Medellin.
Yeah, I haven't. I've only watched like 2 episodes of it.
What? You've never seen Narcos?
Just like 2 episodes.
How the fuck? Nigga, Narcos is the shit. All these years we've been talking about it, and you just never press play. So you saying you watched the first 2 episodes with Pablo Escobar, and you not excited about it? You didn't like it?
That was good. I just never got back into it. That's all.
All right, what you got on streaming, bitch? Because you talking crazy right now. I'm sick and tired of you, yo. Like, Narcos is crack, nigga. I could not stop watching that show. Like,
I just watch weird shit.
Like
The Range. The Ranch. I'm sorry. The
I'm about
Ranch.
to say The Range. Who is The Range?
The Range was a movie.
Duh.
It was a movie that. There was a lot of shooting. There was a lot of bullshit with that, but that's a different story.
Mm-hmm.
The Ranch is cool with Ashton Kutcher, and I do not know that old nigga's name.
You talked about this last year.
I did.
Mm-hmm.
Oh well, still watching it.
That's what's up. There's a lot of episodes.
Yeah,
They have a lot of episodes. They gave them niggas a lot of money.
I only got like two locations.
Mm.
In front of the house and the inside of the bar. That was it.
And the bar. They got
the inside of the bar.
Yeah, the inside of the bar. The inside of the house. The outside of the house.
Just the front.
The barn. Because they do a lot of scenes in the barn. And then they got a bunch of scenes. They make it work.
And then I just started getting back on the Lucifer. On the season 4. It's supposed to be a season 5 coming out. I still got a couple episodes from finished 4, but Eve's in this one.
That's lit.
Not the rapper though.
That's fine.
What else? I don't really watch shit. That's about all. I might watch that maybe once a week. But I have been getting into Claws though.
I totally forgot about them. I own the first couple seasons, and
It's only the 3rd season.
I don't think I've watched
the 2 seasons on Hulu.
Yeah, I don't think I've watched the 3rd season yet. Yeah, it should be about time.
Definitely check that out though.
Oh, I mean, like I said, I own the first 2 seasons. I already know all of the shit that happened. I was just waiting until the new season came, and then I got slapped in the face with tons. Yeah, I'll binge watch the shit out of that. I honestly don't. I hate, like, right now. I have to wait every week for an episode.
That's the shit that be killing me. That's why I don't really watch certain things.
But Narcos, it's got 4 seasons, my nigga. Like, you can binge watch the shit out of that because each episode is an hour long, and there's so much shit that happens in them shows. Like, I'm not upset. I'm just like, damn, nigga. Like, that was a really great show that you missed out on. For what? For the ranch, nigga? Fuck the ranch. Watch Narcos, nigga. It's not. It's like, it's educational. You learn so much because you learn how this one dude affects the world, like, because he's making billions of dollars, like, and he's sending drugs all. It's you gotta watch this shit. Anyway, moving right along. Are you ready? You ready to move on to the next thing, or did you have some more shows you got on streaming?
That's about all I'm watching. I don't really get a chance to watch that much TV.
What do you mean? You work and then you go home. That's it.
And when I get home, turn the TV on. About 10 minutes. Nigga out like a light.
That's real nigga shit.